Welcome back to another Alice in Wonderland. And as you can see, we're in an insane asylum. Well, it was a place that was obviously a final destination to go, but who would have guessed it happened this soon? Alright, let's get going. Where do I go? I'll go through here. This kind of reminds me of The Evil Within. Eesh, what did they do to you? They got out your hair and everything. We're still in Wonderland. Huh. You can pull off a bolt look though. Not bad style. Actually, I know a lot of famous models that actually did that. The whole bolt look.
If it isn't what's her name from the idiot's ward.
Yeah, it's Alice, Uncle's prize lunatic.
The instruments are gruesome, but a hole in the head gives the troubles more space. Just the thing for your stone of madness. Good for seizures too, maybe. You must be as sick of those as I am hearing you whinge about them.
Yeah. These wards actually existed. I can't believe it does, but it does. Basically, it forcefully makes you a vegetable. That's pretty much it.
Some mental conditions are relieved by bloodletting. Doctor thinks it won't be effective against your symptoms, but I am at the end of my tether, and these leeches need the work.
A baker's dozen, nurse. Let me put them on her.
No, me. I can make them hurt.
Yeah. They like to send crazy people here, but to me, I would say this is a fate worse than death. I would hate somebody so bad in my life, even an enemy that will eradicate my entire bloodline, but I would not even wish this upon them. This is horrible. I really mean it. That is horrible.
I know.
Which way's up and which way's down?
I was gonna say,
Your prayers
don't interrupt. If I can't...
go to the lavatory.
Maddening.
Yes, you are. But what am I?
I'll give
A
you...
present? You shouldn't. I've nothing for you. I defer to your enormous arse, your worship. Just a coxcomb, a catacomb, a Felix feet.
What?
They just call that dude saying he has an enormous ass. Alright.
Come now, Alice. Am I not to be as much honored and obeyed as the Queen? Is that asking too much? I want what she wanted. Give yourself over to that. Trade the tentacles for the train. It's altogether a better ride. It's that or back to Rutledge.
Never a kind word or reward for services rendered. Don't I deserve a bit of luck? Don't piss on what's right known to me, I say. Brought you out of the asylum, now you go back on your own accord.
I told your mother, dear, you're a distant and stubborn child, too content in her own world. Young women need to leave their wonderlands. The real world is not so wonderful. You'll need to grow up. Perhaps some more time in care.
You look decent enough, but appearances deceive. I know you for an unstable and violent person. I can't say I'm surprised you've been incarcerated in the asylum again. A long stay under supervision would serve you right.
Gotta be a fucked up person to recommend this. Holy crap, man. Well, what's going on, Steve? Yeah, one of those days. Oh, we got our hair back. Cool. Should let us be able to switch costumes. That'd be cool. Well, there are mods. Asylum Alice would be cool costume.
Help, Alice! We need your help! Don't desert us! Again, don't ignore us!
Why do you suffer? The Queen's tyranny is just a memory. She has no power over you, does she?
Our enemies come and go, but now a new evil reigns, and this fiend's malevolence has eclipsed the conquered queens.
This reminds me of Batman's tragic story. Weird enough as it is. What did I say, Bruce? Cool, we got a brand new fit. I like the underwater one better. This is terrible. Can't make it over there on my own because the jumping is once again busted. Because once again, I already jumped on the platform. Should have reset my jumps, and like I said, it's busted. I feel like I'm going through the right way. Yeah, I'm going through the right way. This is the no secret way. I am going through the right way. This game deserves a remake though, honestly. The ice needs to follow you,
Beloved
of course.
are to children. Children often are to grown-ups. Objects of fancy and imagination and eventually discarded.
Tweaks on the combat, more enemy variety, fixed maps that fit with the actual jumping mechanics. This game would be a top 10 out of 10. Easy platformer. You can't run or sprint in this game, which also I would recommend them adding. The sprint button would do wonders. Alright, let's see.
Seek and ye shall find, they say. But they don't say what you'll find.
Cool. Whatever. I totally know where I'm going. Drop through here. Make these cookies. Yeah, I'll be with you in a minute.
The unstable are more than merely mad. They have other parts. The dollmaker will deprive them of what remains of their deranged souls. They need care.
I know their pain. I would assist, but is sanity required for the job?
A limited quantity. You're not mad enough to be rejected. You're like them. Of them, in a way, but not them. I should say not us. For I'm them, but you're on your way. The way is clearly marked.
I believe I know that way, and I'd rather not travel further along it.
He's here, you dimwit. Get inside.
Cool, a new enemy variant. Cool. Fucked up part is there are actually insane asylums back then. There's still somewhere today that still condones those types of medications and treatment. Not even treatment, it's just a fucked up experiment on the human body as an excuse to say that they're helping you. But they're not. It's just tinkering with you. Kids was involved in that experiment as well. Most is shut down, but most of those asylums is incredibly haunted. More haunted than hospitals. So society got away with it. Truly a scary thing. Well, video games have a lot of cut content, so they probably wanted to do more with this concept, but couldn't, because probably EA didn't really permit it. Video games are trying to be like their own indie studio now, so they can be more creative with their games, and more free, I would say. Which is good. It tells more of the story so you can get what you're playing.
It's well known that he who eats with the devil must have a very long spoon.
So you think though, and when you play video games, you think they exaggerate with the insane asylums and the screws and opening people's heads and everything else too. You know that's actually real, right? actually pretty real. You could be completely sane. Some of these was worked on actual normal people to crazy ones. It was an excuse to experiment on human beings, but it was at the excuse of just saying they're crazy. They could do whatever they want. There's actually so many children that suffered to this that history doesn't tell you about.
I've heard self-reliance is a virtue. Now you've heard it.
No matter how much they try to cover up history, it doesn't really take away their screams or cries. It can still be heard. Best for them to answer for it, I guess. Thing about free will is, you don't know how fucked up free will can be, especially in a society. Yeesh. Oh, free will, society. Oh man, I could actually turn that to something. All right, where was I? All right, killing these guys. I've been in forever, close. Never know. All right, let's see. I want to upgrade this. The final piece to the puzzle. Nice. Looking good, Alice. Looking good. With that fast-firing machine of deadly things. Alright, let's see. It's funny how
every child has a purpose. It is the beholden duty of knowing adults to fit every young person to her.
I was so bored and over the game when I first played it, but the more deeper you go, the more interesting it gets. But it's kind of like, it kills me to say, like, it's kind of like crazy how that has to happen. For you to play deeper, for the game to get interesting and better. But like, what the heck were they doing when they were planning this? Because how do you have all the good content at like near the end of the game, but all the content is just boring and insufferable at the start? I don't really get that. There's some games like that where it gets better the more deeper you play into the game. But it's like some games are rarely like that. Some are rarely like that. Platforming is fucking insanely stupid. Like invisible walls on the side, it's just killing me. Like you try to glide, but you're trying to glide through here, but the invisible wall would just block you right here. Like in between this. So you have to go all the way around like this to get through. It's crazy. And it's not like in all the like flying sections. It's at the Pacific section where I want to fly. It's crazy. Thanks for listening in and staying so far along. You never know, you know?
proofs are legion. Every creature has a purpose. It is my sacred duty to fit every young person to a calling, be it for ornament or use. Read your history. Read your mythology.
Of course, you barely touch it and you still die. And dead. Whoa. Goodness. Like he was trying to not die on purpose. Alright, let's get it. Let's cook the cake. You will remember my name. Something like that. Right. Only need a few more teeth for the final upgrade. And I'm all maxed out. bastards that fly in the air goes to die first. It's not the fact long range enemies are annoying, it's just the fact that stuff but they spam projectiles, not just to only miss, but just to spam it just until they hit your the big enemies to deal big damage. That's why you go after them first, no matter what. Or they pull crap like that, because they have bad... No, actually, I don't know, I'm speaking very slowly, you have to talk like that. But what I'm trying to say fluently is that they can only stun lock you. Not only that, they annoyingly cannot miss, they can't miss, they can aim track you. That's what I wanted to say the entire time. Oh, what's going on with my brain today? Anyways, yeah. Go after them first, and they'll just start aimbotting you until the big guys start hitting you. You can dodge the big ones easily. It's just the ones that can aim just cheat. And they work against you. What's up, too hard for no reason. They want to be a boss fight so badly. It's annoying. Previous level? Nah. A unique and weird level I played in my entire life? Yeah, definitely. That's nice.
What is truly sought is most often found, if it is findable.
Gotta let the hints. All right. Da-da-da-da. Bitch pudding. Oh man, I could totally get away with that, by the way. Blam. Blam. Alright, let's get it. Well, not much to say. Except we gotta get this puzzle done.
There's a tool for every task. Even the humble funnel has a special job. How would you get gin from a barrel into a bottle?
Looks like a perfect fit, and I'm a perfect judge. Time to put your new noggin to use.
Perfect time to end it. We'll do this next time. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Peace.